morning, it's Charlotte from Wild Magic Yarns and welcome to episode 14 of Vlogtober. Gone black and white again today just because my hair is wet after coming out of the shower and I don't know if it's just me, but if I have a shower, I've got rosacea, so my cheeks redden sometimes anyway. But after the shower, oh my gosh, they just get bright red. So, you don't need to see that. I've had some yarn in the post today, so I'll show you that in a minute. I will probably be showing my MCAL progress, my Giddy yarns. No, not Giddy yarns. Green Lambkin yarn. Halloween countdown, and it's Friday, so I've lost all my train of thought. It's gone. Every thought in my head has gone, which wasn't many thoughts, to be honest, not at the moment. Blythe is lying on my lap backwards trying to lick my hand. Blythe, what you doing? Come here. Come here. Oh, oh, oh! Not that close. Oh. Right, stop it. Thank you. He's like, well, you did call me. Yes, thank you for your paw. Yes, very nice. Everything's gone. What was I saying, Blythe? What was I saying? What was I saying? Oh, that was what I was going to say. Just that my first, I get a monthly yarn club from Spectrum Fibre. 3 mini skeins of DK weight because I'm making a Magic Circles blanket by Janie Crow. And my September yarn club didn't arrive, but it said it was delivered at a certain time and on a certain date. When I checked the Ring doorbell, the postman walked straight past my house. So he's either taken it somewhere random, he's misplaced it somehow, I don't know, but it didn't turn up, and I've kindly been sent another one. My postman is on the lost one. Hopefully it'll turn up and then I can return it to Spectrum Fibre. But yeah, as of the moment, it is AWOL, which is a shame. Has anyone else... Sorry, my phone cut me off then. Has anyone else bought the new Doodle book by Pacific Knit Co? Because I did the Autumn Doodle Cowl like a couple of years ago when it first came out. Blythe is doing squeaky yawn, sorry, he wants me to play with him, so he's brought me his toy. And did the Autumn Doodle Cowl. I loved it. It's great. I wore it the other day, actually. You might have seen it in my video when I was out with Blythe briefly. I love the idea of the doodle decks of the cards, but knowing me, I'd want them all, and they're quite expensive. So I was wondering if anyone has the book, and does it have like all of the content that's on the cards, or is it just a little part of the cards? Is it even anything that's on the cards, or is it all new content? I don't know, but I'd like to buy it. So I've wanted to make like an under the sea cowl in like pastel corals and pale minty greens and blues, so that would be nice. Not before this side of Christmas, I just can't, but at some point in the future. So yeah, I'm thinking if it has the things that are in the decks of cards, then it might be worth buying. I was going to show you my cowl, and then I realised we're in black and white. Oh. I'll show you properly in a minute. Right, enough of my face, let's get on to yarn. So this is my September Spectrum Fibre Club, and the club is Tropics, so it's all really beautiful bright colours. This month, or September, is Coral Reef, so I've got 3 mini skeins there. Aren't they lush? Oh, I love this one. I love this one as well, but that one is just really amazing speckles. Look at those. I love speckles. Yeah, really chuffed with that month. So at some point I will get on to making the circles for my blanket, and then once I've done all the circles for the whole year, I need to decide on a joining colour, because I'm not sure what colour to choose. I'm going to wait and see what everything looks like together first before I decide on that, but I'm looking forward to that. My batty about minis cowl, spoiler warning, green lambkin yarn. So I've put in colour number 5, which is this one, Trick or Treating, and I finished that. I've done my row of bats, and I'm just getting on to the actual colour now. The colour for this one, where have I put the little cards? 2 seconds while I find the cards. The Black Flame Candle. If you are just starting to watch, the Halloween countdown box from Green Lambkin Yarn is based on Hocus Pocus. So we've got the Black Flame Candle. Isn't that lovely? It's a bit more neon in real life. Think highlighter yellow, which I love, and it looks really nice with the little bat eyes. So hopefully get that one. I've done the bats because now it's just 20 rows of round and round for the colour. So I've prepped that ready for tonight for D&D, because D&D, I like to knit during D&D, but not anything that requires any sort of counting or concentration at all. So round and round knitting is absolutely ideal for me. I'm just going to grab my Westnitz MCal. As you can see, I did not get much further yesterday with it. 4 1/3 of the wedges I did yesterday, because I don't know, I bore very easily and I just got a bit bored with them yesterday. I will do them because they need to be done, but it's just that repetition. Sometimes I love it, and sometimes my brain is just like, nope. And yesterday was one of those days. So yeah, I really like the yarn. Tom is so proud of his yarn, and it just makes the shawl extra special, because like having my son dye the yarn is just awesome. Yeah, I don't know why my closing up the gaps in the short rows looks like that on the mustardy colour. Like, that one's a bit better. This one has some like loose bits, which are going to annoy me, I think. Although, I suppose in the grand scheme of things, they aren't really a problem. But my purple ones aren't like that on either side, so I don't know why the mustard ones are. I'm not sure. But yeah, I think it's going to look beautiful, isn't it, when those wedges are all the way along. It's going to look really nice. And I like the finish of the I-cord edge. like especially the corner. It looks lovely and neat. Just a really nice way to finish off. Even these little teeny bits of I-cord in between the colours. Yeah. So I'm pleased with it. Week 3, I always get a little bit sort of meh about it. And usually this is when I ease off, go and do something else. Don't complete week 3 and then come back to it once week 4 has been released. And I did want to avoid that this year because I've got so much else to do, but it's looking like it's going to be the same routine. I'm not sure how to train my brain not to do this sort of like, oh well, this is going to be long and boring, so I might have to leave it for a few weeks. Yeah, I need to not get in that mindset because, well, I will finish it. I finished the others, but it's just doing it then, isn't it? I don't know if anyone else feels the same. I don't know. I don't know why I go like it. Maybe it's just because I know that I've got to make 40 odd of the same thing and I'm doing the same thing over and over again. But then with crochet blankets and stripes, I don't really get bored. I suppose they're easier to keep track of, aren't they, crochet stripes? You just sort of memorise the pattern very quickly and you don't need to count, and with these it's a bit more concentration required. But yeah, I am happy with it. I think it's going to be beautiful. I'm intrigued by what he said in the Clue 3 video, where he said that, I don't know if he said we're going to be working off this end, but I think we are. But he said something about either having a smaller shawl or a really big one. So I'm intrigued by that because, is that the bit that I sewed? Must be. I'm intrigued by that because how are we going to make a really big shawl when we don't have a massive amount of yarn left? So we only had 400 grams of yarn to start with. How is everyone else doing on yarn? Because that is what I've got left of the mustard. Same really with the purple. I would say that is about 17-18 grams. I might be completely out. I don't think my scales, oh actually, bear with me, I have scales. My yarn scales were literally on the Maddie, sorry, my yarn scales were on the trolley next to me, so yeah, let's weigh this, see how far out. Oh, okay, that's more than I thought. So 25 grams of the mustard, 21 grams of the purple, and we have actually done a fair bit. So maybe there will be enough for a huge shawl once these two have run out, because, well, that means what? I've got 240-ish grams of yarn left. Intriguing. Maybe the rest of it, the larger option, is very loose. Maybe it's some sort of lace or more eyelets. Maybe it's got mohair. I don't know. But yeah, a bit more than I thought left. That purple is lovely, isn't it? It's really rich. Tom had a good idea for a Christmas yarn yesterday. Oh my gosh. Do you see what I mean about them, like, just appearing out of nowhere? Ridiculous. Yeah, Tom had a good idea for a Christmas yarn yesterday. So I'm thinking maybe, we can't really on the weekend. Tom's got his like rock school on the weekend, and he's actually volunteering there at the moment with the little ones. I thought I'd just add in a little clip here of Tom in his session last week. Metallica fever on a Friday afternoon. So he's like sort of helping teach guitar to the younger students, and then he's got his own session then afterwards. So he's gone pretty much from lunchtime until 6 p.m. And then Sunday he goes to my parents for dinner and everything. But I think he does get a week off, actually. I don't know if college is the same as school, because some have different rules, but he does get a week off. Actually, out of curiosity, I wanted to weigh how much of my green lambkin mini skeins I had left after. Oh, that's okay. Oh, look, that's almost exactly half. See, I wanted to get 2 stripes out of each mini skein. And I was concerned that maybe I'd gone, oh, look at that. That is perfect, isn't it? This one might be slightly less because I frogged it. No, it's exactly the same. Oh my gosh. I do apologise. Oh, that is really good. So I will get 2 stripes out of each mini skein. So there's 13 colours. So I think this is going to be quite a long cowl, which is great because obviously I'm going to kitchener it together, so it's going to be a giant loop. And then I'll be able to wrap it round twice or maybe thrice. Yeah. Right, I've waffled enough. D&D tonight. We didn't end up playing Pathfinder last night because 2 of us weren't feeling great, and one of us had a bad day at work, and it was just one of those nights where we were all a bit down. So, and plus one of our group is on holiday at the moment as well, so we would have been down a person, and it's always a bit of a shame if that person misses out on some of the story because they're not there. So yeah, so D&D tonight instead. I think we're, apart from the person who's on holiday, I think we're all confirmed for that tonight. So there should be 5 of us, 6 of us, 5 or 6 of us, I don't know, I can't count. So that will be fun. It's a nice way to spend my Friday evenings, having a laugh with a group of friends. Yeah. Unless I can think of anything else to put in today. That is probably going to be me done for the day, because I'm just going to be working on... I don't want to work on the MCAL. My brain is telling me I need to get the Gansey out. My mind is telling me no. Wow. my brain, my mind. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but basically I don't want to do the Gansey, but I know I have to, so I might cast on some socks. I can't, can I? I can't cast on socks when I've got all this stuff to do. I really want to try that DK sock yarn though. I don't know. Tune in to what I decide to do. Yeah, I will probably cast on the socks. I'm off to see if I've got a 4mm sock needle that is one of the tiny circulars. Because if I have, then I might cast on socks. Because I'm awful. I'm going to start panicking soon about this Gansey. It's my dad's birthday on December the 15th. And it is, I gave myself a target of like, right, October the 15th, you'll have 2 months and you need to work on it until it's done from that date. It is now October the 18th and I haven't. I need to have a word with myself. I need to go away, have a word with myself and get the Gansey out, don't I? I do. I know I do. Right, I've got my D&D knitting sorted. That's the cowl. I don't want to do the M cowl. It's going to have to be the Gansey. I'm going to go find it. Okay, the Gansey. It's out. It's been squished up in a project bag for a few weeks, so do excuse the crimply look. So this is the Gansey. It looks a completely different colour on the camera to what it is in real life. It's much more of a sort of turquoise deep teal in real life. It looks quite blue here, but let me see. No, you can't really tell. Tom dyed the yarn and it's looking really lovely. But as I, oh gosh, honestly, as I said before, it is being knit on, where's my needles? 2.25mm needles. So every round has, I think it's 600 and something stitches. It's taken a while. So let me just flip it over. So this is the other side. I don't know how much anyone knows about Ganseys, so I'll briefly explain. A Gansey is basically a traditional fisherman's jumper sweatshirt from, I think they originated in the north of England, but I'm not 100% on that. But they are popular, or were popular in the north of England, around the East Yorkshire coast, sort of Whitby and those areas. And they were worn by fishermen because they were warm, made of a 3 or 5 ply. Oh my gosh, I can't remember. I think it's a 5 ply, but it's sock weight, so a very sort of dense yarn, keeps the cold out. And they were made by the wives or the women in the fishing village, traditionally on very long double pointed needles, but I'm doing mine on a circular because it's just easier, I think, than faffing with giant DPNs, and I'd probably do myself an injury. So they usually start with ribbing. So the ribbing I've done is 2x2, but on a smaller needle and with a smaller stitch count. And then traditionally they have like this panel at the bottom with the person who's going to be wearing it initials. You can't see them very well here because obviously it's not blocked or anything, so it's all a bit screwed up, but my dad's initials, CR, and then a Gansey heart, because traditionally if they were made with love Sometimes they would include a little heart, so hopefully that'll look a bit better once it's been blocked. And then, I mean, I don't know how true this is, but apparently they had their initials on, so if they died at sea, they would know who the person was by looking at their Gansey, what initials it had, and what area the pattern came from. So I've got that far with it. I was going to say something then about the initials. Oh, no, I was just going to say that I've designed this Gansey myself, but used like various different Gansey books and patterns to pull the area patterns from. So like this first bit that I'm doing is a Robin Hood's Bay Gansey pattern from Whitby. So I've got a bit more of that to do then before I start the next bit of the pattern, which is a traditional Whitby stitch. So basically I'm doing like a stripe of Robin Hood's Bay, another stripe of Whitby, then a design across the top, which is going to have like an anchor in the middle, and then the other Whitby pattern either side and down the sleeves. They're knitted bottom up because the underarms have a gusset, which is going to be interesting. I haven't actually designed, I've only designed up until the underarms, so I've still got the designing of the top to do, yeah, and the sleeves and everything, as well as the actual knitting. There's loads of mistakes in it, as you can see. I've missed, I've done the wrong row in the wrong place, and I think here I messed up the count and everything, but you know, I mean, looking at it there, you can see the mistakes quite clearly because it's on camera. Once it's blocked and like a full jumper rather than just a little strip, it's not going to show much. And my dad really, really won't notice. So, it's his 70th birthday. He won't notice. So yeah, I like the little mini cables. They're very cute. But I do need to get on with it. Especially because, like, this is supposed to be a special present because Tom dyed the yarn. And I'm knitting and designing it. So it's, like, sort of completely made by us. By me and Tom. Yeah, I don't know how to get husband involved somehow. I don't know. I am pleased with it so far. I'm not pleased with the little mistakes I've made because, like, that bit there keeps standing out to me, but I'm not frogging it. I'm not. So it'll be unique. It's my own little mark. And but it's going to take me such a long time to knit it. It is nice to knit, I must say, like especially the stockinette is lovely to knit. The yarn is lovely and soft. It feels really nice. Once the cables are done, I think it'll get even easier then because the next part of the pattern is sort of like a moss stitch. I wonder if I can, let me just grab my iPad because the design is on there, but Jon Snow is obsessed at the moment with sleeping on my iPad. Every time I put it down, Jon Snow gets on it. So 2 seconds while I pull it up. No, good notes. Gansey. Okay, so this is the Gansey. You got the ribbing at the bottom, the initials, the cable bit I'm working on at the moment, Robin Hood's Bay. Then there's like just a band of plain. Then the Whitby panel. And then at the top then, an anchor in the middle, the Whitby diamonds on either arm, and then I was thinking of putting some herringbones on each left panel, because my dad used to fish. And then these two panels next to the anchor, I'm not sure what to put on those yet. I did want to bring like Barry into it somehow, because when my dad left the Whitby area, that is where he moved to and has remained in Wales ever since. So I don't know. Barry doesn't have like a Gansey pattern. I've looked into it a lot. So I don't know whether to like just put something else there, just do it plain, because the anchor and the little cables next to the anchor could represent Barry Docks, I suppose, and the anchor and the ropes, and then the herringbones of the fishing, possibly. I think he worked on the banana boats for a bit. Could I put bananas in it? Would that be silly? I don't know. But yeah, so that is the Gansey design, and basically after I've done this, that is how much I've got left to do with the cables. So only 3 more cable bits, and that takes me up to row 70. I might make that strip a little bit bigger. And then yeah, so this is basically a bigger moss stitch. So knits and pearls in a pattern. And then yeah, then I need to do the gusset. So I've like done all the measurements for it and what it needs to be, and how many rounds I need to do, but I haven't actually looked into how to do it. So that's going to be fun. Never done a jumper with gusset underarms before. I've always done top down. So, but I can do it, right? Surely. Can't be that hard. People make Ganseys all the time. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. Yeah, so I suppose looking at that, that looks a lot bigger than mine does in real life, actually. I'm thinking that the Whitby panel might have to be a bit taller to reach the gussets. I don't know, maybe it's just my drawing is out. Anyway, I am off to knit some Gansey like a good girl, even though the sock yarn is next to me looking at me. I have to be good. I have to be good. Right, I'm going. I will probably return tomorrow. Bye. Jon Snow can see a little bug. A little, looks like a daddy longlegs, but it's too small to be one of those. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a baby one. Oh, just gone over there somewhere. Jon Snow? Jon Snow? Jon Snow? He's quite ignorant, isn't he? Are you going to catch the bug? Jon Snowy? Jon Snow? Dreamies? Oh yeah, you look at me when I say that. Dreamies or bug? Oh, oh, oh. Oh no, it's above my head. Oh no. Oh dear.